Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy.
Rodgers is still on vacation. We missed him at the American Century Championship out in Tahoe. He threw some balls into boats and gave some non-answer answers. But says weeks, you are our resident all things NFL expert, but especially Aaron Rodgers in this context. What's the latest that you're hearing that you haven't written yet? 'Cause we know you got some stuff in that notebook that you've been holding out on.
I think he's dropping hints. I think he's dropping hints that when he said a couple of weeks about making a decision about things in a couple of weeks or getting back to work or I'm paraphrasing here. I'm trying to remember exactly what the question and answer was, but he insinuated that the time to talk about football is going to come in a couple of weeks. Well, a couple of weeks is the start of training camp for the Green Bay Packers, and um, you know, the fact that this boiled down to the Denver Broncos really over the last couple of months, and the fact that there's really been no indication that the Green Bay Packers are looking to facilitate any kind of a conversation with the Denver Broncos leads me to believe that what we have thought was the highest, probability after the draft is ultimately going to be the highest probability. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up reporting for the Green Bay Packers, but I think it's going to be under um, a number of things that are going to occur. I think there's going to be a reworked contract. I think that there's going to be some sort of a messaging from the front office, and I think the team president about the importance of Aaron Rodgers and where he fits in that franchise, and maybe the lessons learned over this off season. The one thing that I think could be interesting here, though, and this is still speculative on my part. I'm not reporting that he is going to report because I think until Aaron Rodgers walks through that door, any report continues to be speculative. But I do think that if something contractually occurs between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, um, I think it would be interesting to look at the element of power that is given to Aaron Rodgers in any kind of a restructured deal. And what I mean by that is, if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're sitting there and you're saying, "Look, here are these things I want from the front office," and they put this money on the table, and that's great. But at the end of the day, my problem is about the front office, how they treat me, um, the consideration they give to me when it comes to at least how the offense is built and the culture we build. How do I know that that's going to change? So for Aaron Rodgers, I think the way that you insulate yourself or put an insurance policy in that contract is to say maybe give me an out clause after the 2021 season. If things aren't working well, maybe there's a one-way player out clause or a two-way out clause from the team or from Aaron Rodgers to say, hey, you know what, we tried it in 2021, not really working. It didn't, the things that I expected to happen in terms of the culture of the franchise coming down from the front office, that to me has not changed. And so I'm going to go ahead and exercise this out clause. And now I'm free after 2021. We tried it. It didn't work. Now everybody parts semi-amicably and everybody moves on. And that, yeah, this sort of like a last dance scenario. I would be surprised if he signs a restructured deal without some element of power that gives him an opportunity to depart after the 2021 season. Um, Now, if he does, I think some other things we're going to see that some other things have happened inside the franchise to give him some feeling of solidification under his feet in terms of how he feels about the front office. That is the money's not the problem. Okay, it's his feeling toward the front office. It's him buying into the general manager and the team president and feeling like he talked about this idea of culture and you know it's not about a corporation, it's about the people who build the corporation. That's what's got to be mended here, and that can't really just be done with a contract, can't just be done with money. So that's what's got to be resolved.
So you guys heard that now. This is what the article said. I just wanted to play that bullshit for you real quick. Karenrodgers reportedly once guaranteed $45 million year for 2 years. Yeah, $45 million per year for 2 years. He has beef with the Packers front office, but apparently paying him a ton of money could solve a lot of problems. But that was just Charles Robinson. And Charles Robinson said that money's not the problem. He just has a personal issue with the team's front office, right? So, Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio has refuted Robinson's report and says while Rodgers does indeed have beef with the front office, things could get resolved if he were paid tons of guaranteed money to stay. According to Florio, Rodgers apparently wants a guaranteed $90 million over 2 years, which would put him in Patrick Mahomes' territory. Per a league source, it's believed by at least one team that has or had interest in Rodgers that he wants $90 million guaranteed over 2 years. That would get him to the Patrick Mahomes $45 million high water mark. With the $45 million average applying to only the first 2 years and with all of it guaranteed, the structure necessary to pay that kind of money would as practically matter tie Green Bay's hands through 2022 and potentially into 2023. Although some have said it's not about the money becomes a way to fix a problem that former teammate continues to call fixable. By giving Rodgers the kind of contract that gives Packers no choice but to 1, keep Rodgers, and 2, keep Jordan Love on the bench. The team necessarily resets the clock to pre-2020 draft before the moment that the team clumsily traded up to get Love without telling first Rodgers. Telling him first probably wouldn't have made it much better. Look, let's cut... Okay. Let's cut the bullshit. Aaron Rodgers is a spoiled little bitch. He's been a spoiled bitch. He's mad because he feels that he was bigger than Brett Favre. He feels that the team should have notified him about Jordan Love. The team don't owe you shit. The team didn't tell Brett Favre when you were coming. They didn't tell Brett Favre they were drafting you. Now, I admit Brett Favre held them under hostage, and he should have made his decisions earlier than holding them with their hands behind their back. But you are the same person. It's always about you. You do not deserve Pat Mahomes' money. You are old. You're broken down. I don't give a damn about your stats. You continuously play poor in the NFC Championship games. And your thing is you can't get over the hump. You have had more talent than Donovan McNabb had. If Donovan McNabb had this team that you had, McNabb probably could have won or at least been to 3 or 4 Super Bowls. You have had the better talent than any damn quarterback damn near in the league, and you continuously suck it up when it counts most. You are nothing but a stat patter. You throw the ball, you throw it in the dirt at times so you don't mess up your percentage or your completion percentage, and you don't mess up how it looks. You are getting exposed. You got exposed last year against the Bucks, and you got exposed the year before against the Niners. You said, I finally have home field advantage. What happened to you? You choked. You had a way to run to the end zone. Even if you were about to get tackled, you could have gave yourself up, did a helicopter or jumped or whatever, got to the 1 yard line, and y'all could have punched it in to beat the Bucks. You choked that series away. Tom Brady was choking down the stretch, throwing some of the worst passes ever. He gave y'all the game in the second half. Yo bum ass choked. You could have taken that monkey off your back. You could have beat Tom Brady. Do you know how big your legacy would have been after that game? This is my problem. He is a lingerie wearing dude. He's not a briefs guy, allegedly. Okay? You're soft. I don't want to hear these damn Packer fans who stick riding trying to tell me how great you are. You are nothing but a regular season quarterback. That's it. You're Peyton Manning. That's it. But the thing Peyton did, he at least got to more than 1 Super Bowl. He went to 4 and won 2. You haven't gotten nowhere. You get there and you're this close to winning, you find a way to choke it. Then when the coaches are giving you the plays, you're changing the plays. You're Willie beaming the huddle. You Willie beaming the huddle, and then they lose. You try to point fingers to everybody else but yourself. You're a terrible leader. You've had good players to great players. And Karen, what else do you need to win? If I'm the Packers, I don't give you that money. I force your hand. I force you to retire. I do. Because you have done nothing but create chaos and problems for that organization. That organization gave you everything you wanted. And you still crying like a little bitch. A little bitch. That's what you're crying like. You see, people don't want to hear the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. People want to be lied to. People want to be told the story to. No. The truth shall set you free. And the problem with you is that you are letting these guys and everything, you are letting these guys, you're trying to hold them hostage and you're trying to make it about you. All you had to do, Karenrodgers, is just say, you know what? I'll take whatever to get out of here. You don't want to leave. You want them to be held hostage. So when the season starts and everything, they got to play you. They got to play you. And it's about the money. I don't want to hear this. It ain't about the money. It is about the money. The reason it's about the money is because you would have been traded. Nobody is going to trade for you and pay you that much money, and you have shown nothing but a decline in your ability. You want too much money. Nobody's paying you Patrick Mahomes money when you haven't put up Patrick Mahomes level plays. Patrick Mahomes has been to the AFC Championship 3 times, been to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. You only went to 1 Super Bowl, and that was like a decade ago. A decade ago, bro. And you beat Caleb Haney to get there. So let's stop with this. This is laughable. Let's stop with the BS. Let's stop with all the shenanigans and the bull crap. Seriously. But my thing is this. Why isn't the media going after him like they went after Deshaun Watson for asking for a trade? Why isn't Dick Vermeil talking out? Dick Vermeil talked out about him. Why didn't Brett Favre talk out about it? Huh? Why is it when the brother man wants to be traded because he was lied to, now everybody's trying to diss him, but when the white guy asks for a trade, it's a problem? Me, if I was Deshaun, I wouldn't have signed that contract. I would have left and got signed somewhere else. But Deshaun Watson said that he was promised that they would pick Bieniemy and they would pick and have his interests and have him in the office talking. They screwed him over on that. They didn't consult him. They brought Bieniemy in because Deshaun got mad, and then when they didn't hire him, they hired the mulatto guy, I think from Vanderbilt. He was done. He wanted a trade. And he never said he didn't want to play. You guys put out that BS that he was screwing around with these women and he was being terrible to them, allegedly. But Karenrodgers' problem is they're not finna trade you. They're not finna trade you anywhere and basically spend that much damn money to bring you there. They're not doing that. That's too much money. And you haven't proven it. You haven't proven you deserve that money. I don't care what the stats say. It's about winning. Tom Brady's won 7 Super Bowls. Went somewhere else, won a Super Bowl. Enhanced his legacy. What did you do? Nothing. You ain't done nothing since 2010. Everything else has been stats, padding your stats. It's the truth. But it's funny to me Nobody's keeping that same energy on you, what they did to Deshaun Watson. Like I say, on my next application, I'm putting white. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for supporting the page. We're out. Deezy.